Hi guys, how you doing? Gav here from dartsplanet.tv. I've been out today, so I've not had a chance to do my predictions today. Bear with me, I'm just having to sort this section out here. How you doing, mate? Hi Jake, hi Liam.
I'm sorry, I think they just saw me for a minute.
Sorry if you see my wife. She was just starting all the camera up and everything for me. Basically, been out today. Wanted to go through day 10 preview for tonight's games. Obviously, you know that I normally do all the show and all my predictions and everything, but I've just not had a chance. I thought it'd be good to come on and get some of your predictions. So, any of your comments you got, put them in there. Hi Mitchell, how you doing? Yeah, good. Cheers, mate. Really good day. Are you all enjoying the Worlds at the minute? Let us know what you think. What was the this afternoon game, sorry, like I say, because I've just got back. I see that Stephen Bunton beat Johnny Clayton 4-0 with a 91.92 average. Darius beat Max Hock 4-2. And then Nathan Aspinall, who I really fancy for the tournament, he beat Christoph 4-3. Let me know. You're going for Wadey 4-2, are you? Let's actually get into the game. So we've got James Wade up first against Steve Beaton, Kim Huybrechts against Danny Noppert, and then Michael Van Gerwen against Ricky Evans. Let's just have a look here. Go on to the first one. So first up,
Loads
best of
happening
seven.
in the chat.
Sorry?
Loads happening in the chat. So
Sorry, that's my wife. You'll have to. She's in the background. Keep saying. Let me get onto the chat here, guys.
It's me. Hello. I'm live on telly.
Laura.
Sorry, but there's lots happening on the chat.
I can't believe she's embarrassing to me. Look, Laura's let me get on with the show.
Sorry.
Honestly,
Bye,
cheers
guys.
Thanks for joining me. Let's have a look in the chat here. Hi Liam, hi Mitchell, hi Kieran. Yeah, Nathan Aspinall's good, doesn't surprise me. One of my favourites to win it. Farmer John, really happy for Fallon Sherrick. I think we need to talk a bit about her at the end of the video. Absolutely incredible what she's doing at the moment. A few worries I've probably got for where Fallon might go after this, because obviously being so good, and then you know all these massive crowds and different things, and then obviously going to be going back. And the BDO, to be honest with you, has really surprised me. They've not actually done as much as what I thought they were going to do in regards of promoting it and stuff like that off the back of it. It's absolutely massive. Like Barry Hearn's a really shrewd businessman. He's put Fallon on the New York show and different things. But you would have thought that the BDO would have been all over it, but they've been very, very quiet. Who's the three winners tonight? The King of Scotland. Well, let's actually run through the games first of all. We've obviously got James Wade up against Steve Beaton. James Wade in the first one, he beat Richie Woodhouse 3-0. Richie Edhouse, sorry, 3-0 with a 92.43 average. Meanwhile, Steve Beaton beat Carl Anderson with a 91.92. I'm a massive fan of both players. I think Steve Beaton, for the longevity in the game he's had, absolutely fantastic player. James Wade, absolutely incredible as well. But it's got to be Wadey for me. I think he's going to beat Steve Beaton tonight, probably about 4-2. Let me know what you think in the predictions below. What we got here. Leicester won in Premier League at 5,000 to 1. Fallon Sherrick was right. Yeah, but I wonder how many people, Chris, actually put the money on Fallon Sherrick. Unbelievable. What a story this is turning into. Do you reckon she could win it as anything as possible? No, I don't think Fallon can win it. I know there's a lot of people right now speaking about Fallon potentially being in the Premier League next year, but I'm not quite sure on the rules and how it works. Obviously, with her being in the BDO, but rules are there to be broken, and Barry Hearn's probably one of the best, or up there with the best businessman in the world, so he can always break rules to make them suit. So there's no telling. It wouldn't surprise me if she's not in. If they do the contenders, I've done a couple of videos and I'm not sure if you've seen them. I'm a big fan of the contenders last year. I know there's been a really big split on it. Chris Welch 4-1 Wadey. MVG to lose 4-3 against Ricky Evans. Jake, the celebrable pawsy game. Hello, welcome to the channel. Francis Drake is saying 4-1 to Wadey. Kieran Randall's is saying 4-2 to Wadey. Let's have a look here. I had all your belongings on Mensa. I think the thing is, it was a fantastic game, but we do have to look at how big a part of the crowd did actually take in that against Fallon Sherrick. It was at times it was really unfair, wasn't it? And I thought that Mensah conducted himself absolutely fantastic. Well, I never know, Francis. There is people. I was speaking to people today. There will be people that have, put a few quid on her. Is anybody going for Steve Beaton in this one? I think nearly everybody at the minute has said that Wadey will win it. I actually met Steve Beaton a few months ago. It was at a charity event, and I actually got to have a game of darts with him. Fantastic guy. He's got one of the best throws in the game. Had a long chat with him. I just think it's going to be too much for him tonight. Wadey's so consistent. We obviously all know what happened with Wadey last year with the Sego Azada incident as well. But can Wadey go on and win one of the worlds? It's a tournament that's missing from his portfolio. Fantastic player. Wade's a bit too solid. I would love to see I would as well. Do you think that he stands a chance this year? Do you think this is a good year where Wadey potentially could go on and win it? Barney comes to straight to the Premier League. Yeah, he did, James. You're right, but Barney was such a big name when he came over from the BDO that it's because a lot of people say the Premier League's good, but I think over the last few years, has it got a little bit stale? Are the nights ending a bit too early? Sometimes they're ending at around, there was one I think last year that ended by about 20 to 10. And when you think you're paying £30 plus a ticket, you're going along, you've got to leave early from work and get there. The nights are ending early, and I think they need to have a look at it. And the Contenders is a way that last year when Gary Anderson pulled out was a good way to mix it up a little bit. So when Barney come over from the BDO, because it's such a big exhibition and it's showcasing the dart players from all around the world, it was a perfect opportunity. I just can't see Fallon going into the Premier League, and I think it'll be too much for her. It'll be interesting to see what happens after this tournament. Obviously, she's got the BDO Worlds coming up in just after Christmas and different things, and it's going to be totally different. The crowds are different, the atmosphere is different, the prize money's different. I think it's going to be really difficult for her, to go on from what she's experienced over the last couple of days, to that. What other questions we got coming in? Come on, James, to my favourites. What's your final for the Worlds? MVG would be good, wouldn't it? MVG will be in the final, I think, against Geza Price. That would be the ultimate one, wouldn't it? Really would. Geza Price, how lucky was he the other night with that? I still can't get my head around that miscount. Honestly, 4. Willie O'Connor, it just didn't seem right to me. And then Peter Snakebite Wright against Noel. Very, very lucky again the other night against him. Got let off. Don't get me wrong, Wright, he took some good shots out. But there's been some shocks, Look at Ian White. Everybody's talking about Ian White for the Premier League right now. And he's gone out again. He just doesn't get the luck. O'Connor have a Wadley yourself. Yeah, definitely. Jackpot, he does need to improve, Kieran. Yeah, definitely. It's nice to see Jackpot getting back to obviously nowhere near he was, but it's nice to see him playing again more fluid, because he lost the throw, and I think there was a lot going on. I think what I've learned over the last year or so in the darting world, and because this is my own channel, I can say whatever I want. There is a lot of politics that go on in the dart world that you wouldn't believe. Like when I first got into darts and started doing the channel, it was just like doing the food predictions, and then we grew from there. And then after that, I started going to an odd few events, and I've been very lucky to interview some fantastic players and meet loads of players. Like Chris Dobie is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet to chat to. He'll always give you time in that. But what I've also learned at some of these events, it's there's a lot of politics in darts. There's certain managers that don't get on with each other. There's players that don't get on with each other. It's an absolute minefield. It really is. You love the Lewis. Yeah, the Lewis incident with that. What I would say is you'll always find that there's certain players that are in incidents more than others, and that says something for itself. Like right now, my favourite player without a doubt is Geza Price, and I say it time and time again on my video. When I'm watching the darts, there's certain players that I love to watch, and there's others when I think, it's now time to go and grab a beer or not even worry too much about it. Again, I can't say names, have to be a little bit careful. Do you think James Wade deserves it? Yeah, I do. I put James Wade in the Premier League. I think he do. I think he's a solid player. I think he's won 5 Players' Championships this year. Obviously had a couple of wins the year before that. But yeah, I think James Wade's always a solid player. I think what you have to ask yourself in the Premier League when we talk about outsiders and that, and Ian White, without doubt, is one of the best floor players in the world. But when it comes on the telly, how difficult is it? Let's look at Geza Price. Not last year, the year before when he was in it. He was actually putting tweets out where he'd had enough, didn't want to be in the Premier League again. And look what a quality player he's turned into. Look at Wes Newton, you know, he was the next Premier League player. You know, he's even struggling in the BDO now. Mark Webster, Wayne Mardle back in the day. The Premier League it kills some players. And you've got to be able to perform on telly. Now, Wadey is a player that we know that can go on and perform in the Premier League is always quality, isn't he? What else we got coming in? The Asian players are very dangerous and uncomfortable to play. Can't wait to see Peter against. Yeah, Sego Azada, what a comeback that was yesterday against Keegan Brown. Obviously, 2-0 down, back to 3-2. Yeah, is an absolute quality player. MVG, yeah, MVG and Price final, Chris. Yeah, I'm with you there. That would be the ultimate. I think that's the final that we all want to see, isn't it? Who would you go for out of MVG and Pricey, you know, if that is the final? Any videos coming up in the future for 2020? That's Charlie. Yeah, Charlie, you're more than welcome to come round, mate. Come round, let's do a video with you. Bring your darts, we'll sort another day out. I've got hundreds of sets sitting here now, so you're welcome round any time. I actually think, Charlie, I've got some of your friends coming round on the 30th from Sudbury Youth Academy, so looking forward to that one as well. What do you think about Luke Humphries? Again, I think Luke's, it's great. He obviously had that run last year, looking really dangerous in this tournament, full of confidence. Just recently won the youth thing at Minehead the other month. Yeah, quality player. Wade, yeah, definitely one of the best finishers out there. I think looking at this game tonight, yeah, I'm going for Wade to beat Steve Beaton 4-2. Obviously, I can't hold you up for too long, so I know the dart started in 20 minutes. I just wanted to jump on and do a few videos. Let's have a look up who we've got next. After this, actually, Kim Huybrechts against Danny Noppert. Now, if I look in here, the actual draw is opening up really well for these guys. The winner of this one is actually going to play Nico Kurz or Watamina or Luke Humphries. So, it's very good. Obviously, with Kim Huybrechts knocking out Rob Cross 3-0. Where are we going on this one? Who would your money be on? Let's have a look. MVG versus Price. Who do you think will definitely win a tour card at Q School? Oh, there's so many players that could win there's so many. Do you know what? I'd love to see. I was speaking to Scott Mitchell at Minehead the other week. When I was up there, and he's off to Q School. I would love to see him come across. He was saying that that's one of these things he's been wanting to do. He's never give it a shot. If he don't, he'll probably regret it. Yeah, I'd love to see Scott Mitchell get a tour card. That would be great. And then obviously one of the lady players, you know, Lisa Ashton, Fallon Sherritt. How good would it be if we see a few more of the ladies getting their tour cards? Chris Welsh has gone for Huybrechts to beat Noppert 4-1. Yeah, I think that Kim Huybrechts will come through it against tonight. I think it's a really good draw for him. I'm going for him to beat Danny Noppert 4-2 in this one. 4-2 to Kim. I think he will be on the game tonight. Yeah, I do. Kim's had a really, for those of you that follow the darts, you'll know he's had a really rough few years. I think there's been lots of stuff going on in his personal life as well, which makes it even more difficult. Keep your questions coming, guys. Let me know who you think's going to win this one in the comments below. Are you all enjoying the Worlds? Has it been as good as you thought this year? Has there been more shocks? You know, are you a fan? Would you like to see more ladies in it next year? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments, guys. And then we've obviously got to move on to this one. Game, Michael Van Gerwen against Ricky Evans. Ricky Evans, incredible player, had a really good year. Exciting player to watch. He's so quick, you know. But I'm looking forward to this one. I think that if Ricky Evans can get, you know, in set play, I always think that everybody stands more of a chance because it doesn't matter, you know, if you go a couple, but you know, a couple of legs behind, especially as we see in like the Fallon game the other night. You know, when she went couple of legs behind against Suljovic and still got back into it, and then vice versa. I think that if Ricky Evans can get into Michael van Gerwen really quickly and nick an odd set or two, he'll be under pressure in this one. I think it's going to be a really good game. Looking forward to this one. Game of the night for me. Who are you going for in this one? Yes, the Wales are great. Yes, I'm really good. Cheers, Jake. I've been out today. I've been on the beers, if I'm being honest. Had a food beers, had a Christmas dinner with my family. So all good. It's just so manic. I love getting my videos out, but I just thought I'll jump on live and just do a preview before some of them because I'm so busy, because some of the videos that I edit take absolutely ages to do. 4-1, but could easily be 4-0. I take it that's to MVG there, Mitchell. Yeah, it's going to be good. Really looking forward to it. Put any comments in the chat that you'd like answered, and I'll sort of answer them if I can. Like, let's move on and let's just speak a little bit more about Fallon Sherrock, because she is the talk at the moment. Obviously, being awarded this New York spot next year in the World Series. How cool would it be to go to that? What she's doing for ladies darts is just absolutely incredible. But as I said at the start of the video, how difficult is it going to be for Fallon after all this massive buzz and hype and going from the PDC, you know, will she get a Premier League spot? And then obviously going back to the BDO in the Worlds, where it's a totally different ball game. Could be close, 4-3, you reckon, Charlie? Yeah, it could be, mate, could be. Let's see if we've got any more questions coming in here. Let's just have a look. Keep your questions coming, guys. I'll do my best to answer them. How many of you are playing the actual fantasy darts? Any of you guys playing the fantasy darts? That's absolutely brilliant. Loads of fun. It gives every game a little bit more of an edge. We've got some great prizes up for grabs in there as well. I've actually got a really, really nice giveaway tomorrow from Winmore as well. They've sent me a bundle pack. We've got the Cesario darts, we've got some flights, we've got some stems, we've got a sharpener. I'm going to give a magazine and that away, because we're nearly at 7,000 subs now and nearly hit 1 million views for Darts Planet TV. So yeah, it's been absolutely awesome. 4G, can you more? Sorry, Jake, I don't quite know what you mean on that one. Let's have a look. Any other big talking points that you want to talk about? Any players? I'll do my best to answer if I can. I'll tell you who I have got on, and I've been meaning to get him on the channel sometimes from the BDO. Dave Pilati should be coming on at some point. I'm trying not to get carried away. I think everybody is, Chris. How, you know, because it's the hype is massive. It'll be really interesting to see how she gets on against Chris Dobey. In the next match. Chris Dobey, it was great. He actually said, didn't he, at the end of his last match, he hopes that Fallon get through. I don't think he probably believed that she would. So he can actually test himself, because we all know the crowd's going to be on Fallon's side. And like I say, Chris is one of the nicest guys you'll ever get to speak to. But it really will be a test. And, you know, do you think that Fallon can come through this Dobey match? Chris is saying that he thinks that Fallon will get to the last 16. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. Well, I say that, I don't know. I think, you know, Chris is a better player than Fallon, no two ways about it. But it'll be interesting to see with the hype and how the crowd gets on Chris's back and how he deals with it. Fallon will lose 4-1. Yeah, I don't see Fallon getting past Chris. Fancy Evans to have a slight chance tonight. Yeah, Tom, I do as well, mate. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised, especially if you get a couple of sets against him early. Mitchell, email me at gavin@dartsplanet.tv, mate, and I'll see if I can sort your fantasy darts out for you. It shouldn't be logging you out. Chris, Suljovic was a real upset. Was you surprised at how Suljovic, like, even, you know, when the crowds were booing him and then when he won a leg, he was sort of like, you know, put his hand up. Really surprised. He's such a nice guy. He's a player that I would love to interview. The crowd annoy me so much. If it's the other way around, yeah, I agree. He's saying on there, Adrian saying the crowd annoying me so much. If it's the other way around, the PDC wouldn't accept it. You're right. If it was, well, there's certain players that I also feel are protected more in the PDC than others as well. Again, it's it's obvious to see a lot of the time. There's some players can get away with more than what others do. Let's go back and, really controversial, but let's go back to that incident between Gerwyn Price and Gary Anderson. Now, I'm not saying what the way both of them behaved wasn't right. But when you look at it, Gerwyn Price got fined £21,500. Now, I know some of that's been revoked since then, but it was 6 of one and half dozen the other. But Gary Anderson was the actual one out of the two that made physical contact. Now, they were saying that Gerwyn Price egged him on and he come into the zone and Anderson pushed him, but still Anderson was the one that did it. Now, I'm not sure. I heard somewhere that he got a £1,000 fine. Other people said he didn't get anything at all. So I believe that if it was another player other than Gary Anderson, I believe that both players would have been fined. And I think they had to revoke that fine from a lot of it from Gerwyn Price. I think it was brought down to about 9,000 or something. But still, it was 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. And I think that there's certain players in the PDC that are more protected than others, period. I'll probably get in trouble for some of the stuff I'm going to say in this video, guys, because if you ask me any questions, I am quite honest about stuff. And that's probably why I'm not probably the most liked player in the world with some of the managers. Come on, Duzza. Saying, let's hope Dobie is playing with earplugs. Yeah, he's going to need to play with earplugs, definitely. Come on, Duzza. Yeah, Glenn Durran went through convincingly last night. Feel awful, Solidovic. The crowd should never have booed him. Something needs to be done. Yes, just covered that. Welcome to the chat, mate. Who do you think will win the BDO World Champion? Do you know what? I'm quite friendly with Leighton Bennett. He's an absolute superstar. A lot of people get Leighton Bennett totally wrong. He's such a nice kid. I was lucky enough. The other week, I actually got invited to go up. It was just before Minehead. I got invited up to go and see him, and I ended up actually playing in his darts team. His mum runs it, his dad's in the team along with Leighton and my mate Darren, and we went up there. And I am such, for those of you that have seen my videos, I am such a bad dart player. Well, anyway, to cut a long story short, we get to the pub and I'm actually in his team, and I got drawn to play with Leighton in the doubles, and I've not played a league game for absolutely ages and ages. But I did all right. I was so nervous. I didn't think I'd even be able to let go of the dart, but we won it. But then I didn't realise they'd actually then put me into the singles as well. And I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely buzzing. I actually beat this guy who plays in the dart league 2-0. I think I went out with something like 97 in the first leg, triple 19. Double top, something like that. It was really good. It was absolutely awesome. But going back to Leighton, he is an absolute superstar. He's obviously drew Scott Mitchell in the first round of the BDO. For those of you that have not met him, he is so different off Yoki. Yes, he does give it a little bit of a fist pump and different things, but why not? At the end of the day, is playing at a really high level of darts. And if players need that like Gerwyn Price, now, why should it be stopped? You know, there's certain players that complain about it, but MVG does it. You know, Adrian Lewis more recently, and I think that's why he's doing well. He's been given it the big one, you know, when he do some good shots. But Leighton Bennett, you know, I would love to see him do it. And Scott Mitchell, you know, if Leighton didn't, don't beat Scott Mitchell, obviously because they drew each other. Scott Mitchell, I've met him a few times as well. He'll always come and talk to you. He's one of the dart players that, well, he's just normal. He always says he's just a farmer that likes to play darts, and it's true. He'll come and chat to you. Really, really nice guy. Let's get back to some of the questions here. What else have we got coming in? Fair play, but I don't think that they should have women-only qualification. Fair play to... What, you think that, are you saying then, Lee, that you think that the women should somehow go through and have a PDC tour card, and if they want to do it, be on the circuit properly? That's a fair point. Because I've heard that they're actually looking at increasing it, aren't they? Interesting to see if Dobie can get through. The booth should be able to, as they're well experienced, to be honest. Yeah, that's true. No, I think Dobie will get through. I think that will be the end. We need characters. Tom, do you know what? I am a massive Corey Cadby fan. Like him, hate him. For those of you, I don't know, well, you probably have seen what's going on. Some of his statements that he's put out on Facebook just recently. If you've not, you can go to and make of it what you want. But Corey Cadby's a natural talent. I love seeing him on the dartboard. Adam said the other day, do I like all the bad boys in darts? Which I don't know, but I do like. Yeah, I like people that give it. I like people that give it the big one. Why not? They're there. They're there to earn money. Some of these games that these guys are playing for can be 10, 15, 20, 30 grand. Why not give it? As long as you don't go over that line, why not, give it the big one? I think we need more characters like Cadby. It's like now, you're putting it in the comments, wherever you go, even if people don't like him, they're still speaking about him. Yeah, we need characters in the game. Yeah, so I do miss him as well. Yeah, crowd booed Ted Everts. Again, how well did Ted Everts actually, he was absolutely brilliant the way he did it. Give Fallon a hug at the end. It must have been really tough for him, but Ted's going to go on and be remembered this forever because it made history, and Ted's name will always be the person that she beat. It will probably be in quizzes. Why not Bennett for BDO World Championship? Yeah, it'd be great. I'd love to see Leighton Bennett win it. It'd be absolutely awesome. Do you know how Elgin Gilden is getting on at the moment? By the way, mate, remember your video with him. Seems awfully quiet lately and dropped off form. Tom, I've heard right now, because Adam, who's a very good friend of mine, as you know, is very good friends with Andrew Gilden, and he's playing some really, really good darts again at the moment. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him back again soon. He's a really nice guy. He makes you laugh. He, as he said in his video, I think he had a little bit of an addiction with gaming. He's well into his PC and all these different games and different things. So a bit more practice. It'd be great to see Gilden back in 2020. What are your thoughts on the BDO making a move from the late side? It's a difficult one. I think it needed something different, so I think a move is as good as anything. The BDO needed, or does need something. I've still heard between, well, I say between me and you, the loads that this is going to go out, obviously, at YouTube and that, but, is the prize money actually there for the Worlds this year? I've heard that the prize money is still not there. Now, how true that is, I don't know, because I've heard it's still going ahead. But I think a move is as good as anything, although it's sad because obviously the late side was the home of darts, and I know that a lot of the people that I've spoke to in the BDO feel the same way too. I think Jim Williams will win the BDO. Yes, Jim Williams, the Quiff, what a great guy he is. Very strong, super player. Really would love to see him get over into the PDC. Obviously missing out on his tour card last year. Just going on to tour cards, right? Everybody talks about these. Look how difficult it is. Glenn Durrant had to go to PDC Q School on the last day, otherwise he would not have qualified. He's now sitting and qualified for the Worlds on about 150 some odd grand, sitting in the top 32 in the Worlds, that he actually had to call an exhibition off. That is how difficult it is to get a tour card. However, he got one, made the right decision, obviously missed the exhibition, now sitting there making countless semi-finals, winning a Players' Championship in the Worlds this year. Absolutely incredible. What else have we got here? Do you think if the BDO folds, the PDC will take on the Women and Cricket Tour and Premier League for the women? No, I don't, Lee. I think that the women will have to go through PDC school and just play on, try and get their tour card, if not play on the Challenge Tour and just bide their time until they're good enough. Barry Ann's a clever man, but I don't see him doing anything separate or a Premier League. I think they'll need to mix it. And why not, Look at what Fallon Sherrick's done, and Lisa Ashton, and Anastasia. All these players are good players. The problem is there's not enough money put into it. There's not enough exposure. There's not enough money. The marketing's not done right. The BDO, and again I'll get straight. The BDO do not help yourselves. Anything you do in life, you've got to help yourself. Now, if you're going to, it's like going to the Fallon thing. Like I said at the start, they've not done anything really off the back of this. We have got two writers that are very good with Darts Planet TV on the website, and they actually go on and they write about the BDO. We tag the BDO. We do articles for the BDO, but they never ever retweet or like it. Now, if they're going to do that, you've got to help yourself first. The BDO needs a new person to come in and transform it. That's if the damage is not already done. Worrying times for BDO, it really is. Will Peter Wright change darts in the next game? Yes, Alistair. I think he will. Them darts for me. A lot of people said that they're obviously not as bad as some of the other ones he's used, but I'm a massive Peter Wright fan. He only lives about 15, 20 mile up the road from me. Not being able to interview him, which is a little bit frustrating. But he changes his darts far too much. I reckon that the joke that he made against MVG when he was being interviewed that time saying he's bought his house, he actually has. Look at the darts he missed in the Premier League that time, about 5 or 6 match darts to win that. And more recently, you know, in the other tournament, he missed doubles. Peter Wright, keep changing his equipment. He's looking for perfection. It doesn't exist. People say he gets bored, he needs to change. But if I was him, I'd be looking at my bank balance and what I've actually won. For a player that's sat number 3 in the world for so long, obviously now he's dropping down the rankings because he's not had a great year or so. You know, it's incredible. He could have won so much more if he just stick to his dance. I don't know what he's looking for. We all know which ones he played best with, but he keeps changing them. And I think that he'll look back at his career in a few years' time and look at what, you know, how much it actually did cost him. I think he needs to get a set, stick to them, play with them for a year, and then evaluate and see where he's at. What else have we got here? I don't hate or dislike any players. I'm neutral to darts. No, I wouldn't say I dislike any, Chris. I don't dislike them, but there's certainly a lot of players out there that are a lot nicer than others. The same as any walks of life, you know. Some events you'll go to, obviously they're focused, they get on it, but there's some dart players that are really nice, and there's others that I know of that aren't so nice, and even some that potentially could be the fans' favourite that are totally different. Behind closed doors. I've been lucky. One of the best interviews I ever done was John Henderson. Hendo is an absolute legend, that guy. To see him in the Premier League last year was absolutely incredible at Aberdeen. And he is, what you see with John Henderson, when you see him do his interviews and that afterwards, he is really that in real life. Really nice guy. I remember I was at the UK Open back in February and March, and I'd just left the venue. I was up there with Mace, and I'd actually gone back because I was staying at the Wetherspoons just off site. And as I turned up, it was about 2 in the morning. We'd been out and had a few beers. As I got back, Hendo stood there, and straight away he had a chat with me. And it was like a few weeks, obviously, before he was going to be in the Premier League as a contender. And he'd actually told me that he was going to be coming out with his kilt on, and I watched the night, and it was just the most fabulous night. There was one night that I would have liked to have been to, looking back at darts, that would certainly have been one of them. Lee Jones, is it true Cabby is left Target, or is he just a rumour? No, Lee. If you look on the Target website, there's nothing on there of Corey Cabby now. He's currently out in Australia. He's going to obviously lose his tour card and that. He's not got the money to get back. Head across to his Facebook. Whether it's rumours or not, I'm 99% sure he's not with Target anymore. He's left his management company. He was with Mac Elkin and that. But have a look at some of his posts on Facebook and see what you think. Any last questions coming in, guys? Because I know the dart's starting soon. I'm up here, down here for another 5 minutes. Hope that you're enjoying it. The good thing is, if you ask me questions, I would always be, unless it sort of, I don't want to get in trouble, but I will always be a lot more honest and say what others can't. So get any more questions in for the last few minutes, guys, and then I will wrap it up. So let's just have a look here. Don't forget to check out Fantasy Darts, like I say, www.fantasydarts.tv if you're not already playing. Please hit the subscribe button, turn your notifications on. Let's just see. Come on, give us 2 or 3 more questions. I like answering your questions for you. I think that is it. Let's see if we've got any more coming in. No, that is it. I don't look like any more questions are coming in. So listen, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. thank you all for joining me. I'll probably do a few more of these shows actually because it's quite good. Like I said, it gives us a way of interacting. It gives me a chance to answer some of your questions and be honest with you. Like I said, as always, guys, please turn on the notifications, hit the subscribe button, enjoy the darts tonight. I'll try and get back tomorrow and do another little preview show of round 3 for the afternoon predictions. I'll catch you in, guys. Thanks very much. Bye.